420 हो जाएं सावधान। अब शुरू हुआ एक नया अभियान, कोई भी कहीं से घुमा सकता है ये नंबर
1811
4000। टोल में हो गड़बड़ और दाम भी हो बढ़कर, या किसी तरह की और गड़बड़, तो घुमाइए ये नंबर
1811
4000। यही कंज्यूमर हेल्पलाइन।
जागो ग्राहक जागो।
Well, you're watching Biz Today and I'm Chetan Sharma. 3 decades ago, you wouldn't have been watching us. All you had was a state-run television. But thankfully now that's changed and you've got options. But now you've also got options in the way you can watch headlines today. Well, first you had the charismatic cable wala. Then, of course, you had the very delightful dish, the DTH. And now you have the very interesting internet, IPTV. And today on Bliss Today, we try and find out, is it a pleasure to view? IPTV, Internet Protocol Television, is it a pleasure to view? Well, it's finally here. MTNL is set to launch its services in Delhi and Mumbai. All that's happening next month. So you will be able to watch headlines today, of course, on your PC. And that's what MTNL has to offer.
Video on demand services are
Come November and you will be able to watch cable TV through internet in Delhi and Mumbai. Public sector telecom is set to roll out its 3-in-1 service of cable TV, internet and basic telephony, all through a single broadband connection.
टीवी देखने वालों का पूरा विजन ही चेंज हो जाएगा। तो ये आप नॉर्मल टीवी देखते हैं और ये आईपीटीवी में इसका you demand anything, it is available.
This means you will be able to watch television on your PC or even your mobile phone. And of course, on your existing TV set, you will need a set-top box for which MTNL is charging 1000 rupees as security deposit. The basic monthly rental will be 125 rupees. For this price, you will get to watch 30 channels. But there are 120 other pay channels to choose from. You need to pay 5 rupees each for any of the pay channels. That means you can watch 45 channels in all for 200 rupees a month and 55 channels for 250 rupees a month. Your cable operator may be offering more channels for this price. But then, IPTV is an interactive service with a lot of extras thrown in. For instance, you will be able to watch any program shown on any channel over the past week. In other words, you can retrieve content at the push of a button. Besides that, you will get access to video on demand, which means you can choose from a large selection of free or pay-per-view movies. Plus, there are additional services like video calling and gaming, each at a flat rate of Rs 30 per month for the regular users. What's more, subscribers will be able to shop or even trade in stocks alongside watching TV channels. So if you like an ad, you can order the product at the click of a button on a website selling the product. From next year, MTNL plans to issue a common consolidated bill for all 3 services to its subscribers. The service provider has tied up with Aksh Optic Fiber and UT Starcom for the delivery of IPTV. MTNL has nearly 3 lakh broadband subscribers in Delhi. It hopes at least 40,000 of these customers will opt for IPTV. But as with MTNL's earlier services, much depends on the quality of service provided thereafter. Or else, like landline connections, subscribers can choose to hang up whenever they want. With Kumardeep in Delhi, Soumya Menon, Headlines Today.
All right, so what is IPTV all about? Let's ask the people who are getting it to us, the first mover advantage to MTNL. Joining us now on the phone line over the MTNL connection is the CMD, Mr. RSP Sinha. Thank you, sir, for talking to us. Now, first things first, you just said in our program, it's going to change the vision of television. How will that happen?
First of all, thank you. And what I had said earlier also, that is true, that it is going to change the way the television has been viewed in the past. Like one facility which we are going to provide, the time shift,
right,
where you can see your channel programs up to 7 days prior to the telecast.
Right.
And it will be available at just a flick of the button.
But fair enough, tell us, what does one need to actually view IPTV?
For IPTV, you just need a set-up box,
Right.
which will be in a series with our broadband CPE. It has to be connected. And now we are getting even set-up box which will be of dual mode, which will serve the purpose of broadband CPE as well as set-up box.
But you just mentioned the very key word, broadband. Now that's the broad problem. There just isn't enough bandwidth in this country.
No, first of all, you should not get confused with the wireless segment. It is bandwidth on fixed line. So therefore, on last mile connectivity, which is on copper wire,
Right.
we are in a position to provide the bandwidth as of date.
Right.
But in time to come, that requirement may increase also.
Are you suggesting that there'll be complete clarity in your picture as of now? From next month when you give IPTV, it'll be crystal clear as what you watch in our normal television sets?
I hope yesterday when we showed all these things, even your channel was also present.
Right.
And they saw it as far as the clarity is and the quality is concerned, it is going to be much, much better than the normal TV telecast.
But there's always a difference between a demo and what one actually gets at home. You're saying that it's going to be consistent.
It is better to see when it comes into market. Then whatever I tell you, people will not believe unless until it is shown to them.
But you obviously have concerns over bandwidth, or don't you?
No, the bandwidth, last mile connectivity is with us, so therefore there is no constraint on bandwidth.
And your futuristic movement?
Yes, it is a futuristic movement.
All right, now let me just bring you a case in point. Apple, for example, the Apple iTV, it's promised to grow by about 6 times in the next 6 years. It's doing very well. And the basis of that is Wi-Fi. What about you?
No, it is, we have also got set-top boxes which will be Wi-Fi enabled.
Okay.
So, but again, then it is going to be little costlier. But for a common man who is accustomed to the cable connectivity,
Right.
for them it will be much cheaper to go for a set-top box which is able to carry the free-to-air channel as well as the paid channels.
All right, if you have to in one sentence tell us why should one choose IPTV over cable or over the dish, what would that be?
No, here I have got a different opinion. We are not trying to replace cable or dish.
Right.
We are going to supplement.
Okay.
So if you need a better quality, if you need a better viewing, then you should switch on to IPTV because you get a better quality, you get video on demand. Like in Dish TV, you can see a movie once as per their time convenience.
All right, there is also a kind of a problem that has been in fact highlighted by none less than Sony. And they say that there is the issue of people actually making CDs out of programs and then selling them. For example, serials which are very popular, people can just make CDs out of them, burn a CD and sell it, which of course will be an infringement of copyright.
That I will answer it. Because once we get the content from Hollywood or Bollywood,
Right.
they first of all ensure it that nobody is able to copy it.
Right.
And therefore there is a watermarking which ensures that no customer can copy anything from the viewing. So then only they will provide the right to show it on IPTV.
All right, Mr. Sinha, thank you so much for joining us and giving us your comment. Mr. Sinha, they're clarifying that IPTV perhaps to him is a pleasure to view. But is it? We'll take an independent view when we return in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching our special on IPTV, and the question we're asking is IPTV, is it a pleasure to view? But the question is, what is IPTV? Now that means clearly Internet Protocol Television. Simply, it's television transmission through the Internet, which in turn means you can switch on to it only, broadly speaking, if you have a broadband connection for Internet. Let's understand the basics.
Internet Protocol TV or IPTV is set to revolutionize the way we watch television. But what exactly is IPTV? Well, it's an all-new technology to watch television, at least in India, as MTNL is about to roll out the first such service in the country. It's a way of transmitting television over high-speed internet connections. IPTV is different from the conventional TV, which is sent to our TV sets through the air, cable or satellite. Traditional television sets use a terrestrial antenna or a single-wire cable TV. The telephone uses another cable, and the internet can be available through either of them. In case of IPTV, video data is transmitted through the internet. It can then be stored on a server and sent to computers or set-top boxes or cable lines. This is why it can provide live TV as well as video on demand. So to watch IPTV, you will need a computer or a set-top box. And you will be able to get all three: TV, basic telephony and internet on a single wire. IPTV's biggest limitation though lies in broadband speeds, which continues to remain restricted. But the technology promises to give you more choice over what you view, how you view it and when you choose to view it. Increasingly more television sets will be built with digital set-top boxes integrated into them, and gradually there will be a convergence between our computers, TV sets, digital video recorders and set-top boxes. Anything from this to this. Whatever has got a LCD monitor can also double up as your television screen. And not only that, you also choose the content and the time to watch it in this era of convergence. Kumar Deep, Headlines Today, New Delhi.
Convergence, that's the buzzword, but there is a divergent view on convergence and how soon and how far will it be successful. Let's get the editor's voice, and joining us from Mumbai is the editor of TechTree.com, Amir Dalvi. Amir, IPTV, how do you view it?
It's a good thing that it's coming to India. Best part about IPTV is from the same line, you can not just have television, a high-quality television, you can also have high-speed internet as well as telephony. It also gives you a lot of freedom to choose your content. IPTV enables services like video on demand, audio on demand, and a lot more quite easily. And more importantly, it can also give you time-shifted television, which means you can actually choose your program and the time to view it whenever you want. That is one of the major advantages this thing has, IPTV or DTH.
Now, within that advantage also, there's a bit of a disadvantage. I just pointed it out a short time back to the MTNL CMD, and that is that there is a fear that you can actually pirate software. You can take down, you can burn a CD from your internet, from the program which you want to record, and simply sell that. You have so many soap operas right now which actually could be sold, which is not good business.
But let's face it, that can also be done over your normal cable TV connection.
Yeah, but that's a very cumbersome process through the television. This can be absolutely instantaneous.
See, I mean, the common belief is, and it's true, that anything that can be seen and can be recorded. So if one has to do it, he's going to do it any which way. So we can't stop technology from advancing just because such a thing can be done. It can be done either anyways.
Okay, you don't have a fear. Okay, the other fear is the clarity. Given the problem of bandwidth in this country, the clarity is suspect. Do you believe that?
That is true, but as MTNL has committed to using MPEG-4 quality compression, MPEG-4 is pretty good. Maybe it's not exactly DVD level compression. Maybe the picture quality won't be as good as, let's say, DTH to start off with. But with more bandwidth, they certainly have the option of ramping up the quality.
Oh, that's the other point. I mean, at a time when television viewing is going big, people are going for plasmas and LCDs, you know, the bigger monitors. What's very important and critical out there is the clarity of picture. Now, if you have some technology which compromises on that, that could be a death knell.
True, but now since this is just the start of IPTV, and trust me, I mean, the MPEG-4 compression that they plan to use, it's certainly better than what the TV signal that we get right now. Maybe not DVD level, what the DTH promises you to give. But since it's the beginning, yes, one can understand. And let's face it, not many people in India have a high-definition TV. So initially, it won't make a difference. Once those high-definition TVs come into the picture and people actually start buying those LCDs and plasmas in numbers, that's when it will make a difference. But by then, they always have the option of ramping up the signal. And since they are giving a last-mile connect using fiber, or so they claim, that will allow them a lot more bandwidth, meaning that they can actually go in for better algorithms and a better picture quality in the future.
So do you see them then having that first mover advantage substantially?
At the start, I mean, I don't see a significant advantage as such, but see, okay, to start off with, you won't need a separate dish that would be placed in your balcony or maybe somewhere close to your house. So that's a good thing. It's just going to be one cable that comes into your set-top box. And they also claim that the set-top box is going to be compatible with CAS,
Right.
Now, so if somebody is willing to shift from IPTV to CAS, he can do it without the cost, any additional cost of hardware.
Right, so which means that one-time investment, of course, stays for you. It's important, Amir, to try and compare the options we have now to watch headlines today, the options of cable, the option of dish, as well as the option of the internet. Now, which one would be the best in the future, or would all of them supplement each other? That's what we'll try and quiz from you when we return in just a moment. Welcome back to our special on IPTV, where we are asking the question, is it a pleasure to view? Now, you actually have a choice between three issues of how you can watch television. Let's take a look at how each of them perform and why. First, cable TV. You pay between 200 and 250 rupees a month. You get 70 to 90 channels. Advantage here is that your cable wala occasionally shows you pirated versions of, well, the latest Hindi film releases. The disadvantage is that you don't get to see many pay channels. Whatever is it, you can't see that live. Next, there you are, the advantage. And the disadvantage, of course, coming up, ODIs go for a toss. Next, DTH. You pay here almost the same amount of money, a little less actually, 200 rupees a month. You get access to all free-to-air channels plus the bouquet. So the number of channels goes up to 70. Advantage is that you get video on demand, interactive gaming at an extra price, of course. The disadvantage is that the bouquet wars can lead to permanent blackout of certain channels by a rival company. But I can tell you that the quality of picture in DTH is far superior to the cable. Now, number 3, the big one, the forthcoming one, IPTV. Payment round about the same, 250 rupees a month. The biggest advantage is that you can get to retrieve programs, as what Amir was telling us, aired over the past 7 days. You can even pause live programs. You can get video on demand as well. Disadvantage, slow broadband speeds can cause disruptions. All right, Amir, just as I was reading out this graphic, I was trying to get into my internet out here, and it seems to have hung up. That seems to be the biggest hang up as far as IPTV is concerned.
The broadband, the bandwidth you have is going to decide how good the signal is going to be.
Right.
That is true, which is not the case with the DTH or for that matter even a regular cable operator, I mean the regular cable signal that you get. See, these three technologies are completely different. Okay, the cable operator might just get extinct unless he plays a price card very efficiently. As far as the other two services are concerned, as I said before, you get to choose your own channels, plus you get to choose a lot more things. The quality of signal is better in DTH. IPTV allows you to choose your programs and do a lot of stuff. See, as far as the technology is concerned, the technology enthusiasts would actually care about what's going behind the scenes, what's going on behind the scenes. At the end of the day, for the consumers, it's going to be the price that's going to decide the cost, the setup cost, as well as the monthly cost.
So what you're saying is that as far as the price is concerned, the cable TV will be the most critical factor, because that's where the prices can really come into play.
They will. I mean, eventually everyone's advertising in the same fashion. They're saying you're just going to pay the same amount that you pay your cable guy any which ways for a better service. Now, suddenly if this guy start, okay, that can actually get the cable guy to go extinct. But if these guys start, getting their prices up at a regular basis, people will look out for cheaper options. At the end of the day, television is a common man's source of entertainment.
All right.
Get expensive.
Right. DTH, of course, is there for quality. IPTV, you can do your own thing. But what about the consumer? Well, let's get a consumer voice in. Joining us is Sriram Khanna of Consumer Voice. Sriram, IPTV for you, is it going to do well, and why?
Well, it's right now it only has a potential in the sense that it is going to be delivered via the bandwidth through the telephone line.
Right.
And my experience has been that many times it doesn't function properly.
Right.
And the quality may not be the same type of bandwidth and the same speed at all times.
Right.
Therefore, I think we will have to wait and see how it works.
Right.
That is one. Secondly, how it is priced. Because if it is going to give an advantage, or what most people have is cable cash in cash areas and the other in the rest of the country. And the other thing that I am looking forward to is that if a company can offer broadband, IPTV along with internet and telephone into one cable.
Yeah, it's all, what you're talking about is convergence. Thank you, sir. We're running out of time. Thank you, Sriram. Thank you, Amey, for joining us and giving us your views. So there you are. It seems to be, as Sriram was saying, wait and watch, which is normally, but in this case, it's going to be quite the reverse. It's going to be watch and wait for IPTV. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.